जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। यशोदानंदन व्रज जन रंजन। जमुना तीरा वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Everyone chant Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Rama। Jai Krishna Balaram Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram। Jaya Nidai Gauranga Jaya Nidai Gauranga Nidai Gauranga Jaya Nidai Gauranga। Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada। Jam Vishnupad Brahmans Parivraj Kacharya Stodhar Sadhis Divine Grace Abhay Charana Arvind Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shil Prabhupada Ki Jai, Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is Ki Jai, Nai Gaur Premanande। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya। We are reading from Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter 6, text number 47. This is the last verse of the chapter. Please repeat after me. Yoginam api sarvesham Matgatena antaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same yuktamo madaha Yoginam api sarvesham Madgatena antaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same yuktamo madaha. We'll recite one more time. Yoginam api sarvesham Madgatena antaratmana Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam Same yuktamo madaha. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. And of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. Please repeat after me the translation. And of all yogis, he who always abides in me with great faith, worshipping me in transcendental loving service, is most intimately united with me in yoga and is the highest of all. So, a very important verse, very profound verse. Krishna is bringing one important point here. So this verse what we are reading, this chapter, this is Ashtanga Yoga or Sankhya Yoga, where Krishna explains about how one can practice the Ashtanga Yoga in the beginning of this chapter, and here he is concluding what we are reading today. So it is important to understand that what and all the different description that Krishna gave for one who want to practice the Sankhya Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga. What one has to do? Very simple. I'll just read out some verses. Listen attentively. How simple it is. So Krishna says to practice this yoga. Which yoga? Ashtanga Yoga. This chapter is talking about Ashtanga Yoga. So what we have to do? One should go to a secluded place. Go to the forest or somewhere. Secluded place. And then should lay kusha grass on the ground. Put some grass in the jungle. Then cover it with a deer skin and a soft cloth. The seat should neither be too high nor too low and should be situated in a sacred place. The yogi should then sit on it very firmly and should practice yoga by controlling the mind and the senses, purifying the heart and fixing the mind on one point. I'm repeating it again. By controlling the mind and the senses, purifying the heart and fixing the mind on one point. How many of you think you can practice this? First of all, you go to the secluded place, put the grass, put a deer skin or something, then sit firmly, half closed eyes, mind should be controlled, senses should be controlled, fully focused on one point. Is there someone here who can practice? No one. And this is just one verse, and like that Krishna goes on explaining so many details that this is how one practices this Ashtanga Yoga. Right. Now, coming back to our original verse today, what we are reading, what Krishna is saying that it is very, very difficult. What so far I have explained, he explained all this in the entire 6th chapter. And then now he is concluding that what the process I explained, described, is very difficult to practice. It's not easy for anyone to practice that. Right. So what Krishna is saying here now, Yoginam api sarvesham. Yogina means the different types of yogis. One such yogi is Sankhya Yogi, Ashtanga Yogi, Karma Yogi, Jnana Yogi, like that he already explained. But now he is concluding saying that among all types of yogis, api sarvesham, the best yogi. Who is the best yogi? He's saying madgatena antaratmana. Antaratmana means inside, in the heart, one who is thinking of me. Mad means me. Who is remembering me, who is concentrating, thinking of me. And then not only just thinking, Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam, and with lot of faith, lot of Shraddha, bhajate yo mam. We'll talk about this bhaj also. What is this bhajata? And Krishna is saying, Samay yukta tamo mataha. That yogi is the topmost yogi. So basically, in other words, he is referring to the bhakti yogi. He is saying, you can try to become a Ashtanga yogi, Karma yogi, Gyan yogi, but my conclusion is, this bhakti yogi is the topmost. Samay yukta tama mataha. He is using the word yukta tama. He is the topmost yogi. Who is the topmost yogi? Madgatena antaratmana. In the heart, one who is remembering me always in whatever you are doing. So, Bhakti Yogi is the topmost yogi. Now, let us discuss this verse a little bit. What is this Bhakti Yoga? Number one, Krishna is saying, Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. How this Bhakti begins? How one can practice this Bhakti Yoga? It begins with Shraddha. Shraddha means faith. Without faith, it doesn't begin. Why somebody would go to temple? Why somebody would even take out the time to read Bhagavad Gita or chant Hare Krishna or whatever you practice? There has to be some Shraddha. So, it begins with Shraddha. Now, what is this Shraddha? What is this faith? It has been explained in the scriptures, the definition of the Shraddha. Meaning, says, Shraddha Shabda Vishwasa Sudrada Nishchaya Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kritahaya. This is called Shraddha. Meaning, Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kritahaya. That having that faith, that conviction, that if I am engaged in Krishna Bhakti, in Krishna Seva, Sarva Karma Kritahaya, everything else will be taken care by Krishna's grace. Having that conviction, having that faith, that is called Shraddha. So that is the definition of Shraddha. So Krishna is talking here in this verse, Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. Sometimes, people can do because somebody is pushing you to do certain things. Not like that. Krishna is saying, Shraddhavan, with faith. What is the faith? Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Kritahaya. If I am engaged in Krishna Bhakti, everything else will be taken care. That is the faith. Then what happens? Our scriptures explain the whole spiritual life, it's a process, it's a progression. And the journey begins with Shraddha, with faith. In the beginning, one must have faith. Without faith, you cannot do anything. Even materially also, you can't do anything. So spiritual life also, we need the faith. And then Acharya has identified that what is this ladder, like what is this progression? It starts with the faith. Ado Shraddha, Tada Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivrati, Nishta, Ruchi, Asakti, Prem, and then Abhav and the Prem. So this is the progress of the spiritual life. It begins with the faith, Ado Shraddha. When you have the faith, what is the next step after the faith? After the Shraddha? Ado Shraddha, Tada Sadhu Sangha. Sadhu Sangha means the association of devotees. When somebody has the faith, he will go and associate with the devotees, he'll inquire, he will ask the questions, he clarifies the doubt, So this is how this process works. Begins with Shraddha, next level is Sadhu Sangha. The question is, who is a sadhu? How do we do the sadhu sangha? There's so many sadhus nowadays. Online sadhus, offline sadhus, modern sadhus. How do you identify that who is the real sadhu, whom you should associate with? So our scriptures guide who is the sadhu. Very simple. In the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna talks about who is the sadhu. In the Bhagavatam, there is a description about a sadhu. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a description of sadhu. So when we read the scriptures, you understand the sadhu is not about just external appearance. That what kind of, what color of dress somebody puts on, what kind of hairstyle, how he walks, how he talks. None of those things are the criteria for a sadhu. It's a different criteria. So what is the criteria? Api chet suduracharo bhajate mam ananya bhak. Krishna talks in the 9th chapter, 30th verse in the Bhagavad Gita. He says, who is the sadhu? Bhajate mam ananya bhak. Ananya means nothing anya. There's nothing else. His life is all about Krishna. Simple. One line answer. One who is 24/7 engaged in Krishna's seva. He is sadhu. Doesn't matter how does it look outside. He looks in a saffron robe, he puts on saffron robe or maybe regular clothes or some pant shirt or coat pant or whatever. Important is his consciousness is absorbed where? So if somebody is constantly thinking and absorbed in Krishna, he is a sadhu. And then some of the symptoms of sadhus is given in the Srimad Bhagavatam, which says, Titikshava karunika suharda sarvadehinam ajata satrava shanta sadhava sadhu bhushanam. So a sadhu, one quality of a sadhu is he is titikshava, is very tolerant. Then titikshava karunika. Karunika means he is very kind-hearted. In simple words, para dukkha dukhi. Sadhu cannot tolerate others' miseries, others' pain. He became concerned. He wanted to do something. And that is why we see traditionally that sadhus used to walk. They don't sit in one place. The idea is they'll just go, they want to guide the people. They want to educate the people. They want to, kind of shake them up, wake them up that, hey, what are you doing? This is not the purpose of life. You have to wake up. You are just creating more suffering by just mentally engaging more and more and like that. So sadhu cannot tolerate the pain of others. So that is karunika, titikshava, karunika, suhurd. Suhurd means he is the well-wisher of all. These are the symptoms of sadhu. Again, we are understanding on the deeper level, it is not externally how he looks. This is the consciousness of a sadhu. So he is kind-hearted, he is concerned, he is tolerant. If somebody insult him, somebody says something, he will tolerate. And like that. So this is the understanding of sadhu. So we are talking about, Krishna is saying here, Shraddhavan bhajate omam. So everything begins with Shraddha, with a faith. And the next step of Shraddha is sadhu sangha. You associate with the sadhus. And what you do when we associate with the sadhu? Very important. You can associate with the sadhu. And then what you do? Socialize with them. Talk about politics. And then look for some better job opportunity. Sadhuji, you give some ashirvad, I'll get the better job, better health. No, we should be very, very clear that what is that association with the sadhu? So it is said in the Bhagavatam, Satam prasangat mama virya samvido bhavanti hirtkarna rasayana gata tad joshanat asopavarga vartamani shraddha bhakti ratir anukramashyati. Meaning, Satam prasangat, sangha means the association. When you associate with the sadhu, what should be done? Mama virya samvido. Samvad means discussion. Krishna is saying this verse. He is saying there will be a discussion about mam virya. Krishna is saying about my glories. So in the association of sadhu, a devotee, there should be only discussion about Krishna, Krishna's glories, Krishna's teachings, and all of that. And by doing that, what happens? How we get benefited by doing that? Bhavanti hirt karna rasayana gata. See, this Krishna gata, it is another kind of a rasayan. Rasayan means like a drink, like a nectar. What kind of nectar it is? It is the nectar for the ears and the heart. Bhavanti hirt karna. When somebody is hearing Krishna Katha, this is the nectar for the ear. You are pouring it here, and it is the nectar for the heart. It just satisfies your heart. Just by hearing Krishna Katha, you become so satisfied, you become so nourished. Right? Bhavanti hirt karna rasayana gatha. And then what happens after that? Tad joshanat asu apavarga vartamani. And just by hearing Krishna Katha, discussing in the association of a sadhu, a devotee, Krishna Katha when you do, it takes you from pavarga. Pavarga means that bondage in this material world. So it rises you above this bondage in this material world. You start to rise your consciousness, automatically it will happen. You start losing interest in unnecessary, bogus things, time waste. It happens automatically. That is the power of Krishna Katha in the association of sadhu. And then it develops Shraddha, Ratir, Bhakti, Anukramashyati. Automatically these things will come. More Shraddha will come. And then Rati will come. Rati means attraction. Attraction for Krishna. Generally people don't have the attraction. But when you hear, discuss more in the association of sadhu, then Rati will come and ultimately the Bhakti will come. The devotion will develop. This is what happens. So, Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha. This is the power of Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees. It happens if it is done rightly. And then it's not only just you are talking. There is action begins. That is the third step. Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, third stage is called Bhajan Kriya. If you rightly associating with the sadhu and understanding and discussing, then action is bhajan. You start practicing. And Krishna is saying here, Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. So it is very important here. Now when we are talking about bhajate yo mam, Krishna is saying one who bhajate yo mam. Prabhupada clarifies what is this bhaj means. Generally, conventional understanding, bhajan means people think that, oh, you sit and you sing some songs, some bhajan gana type. Bhajate yo mam means that. Definitely that is bhajan, but it is much more broader than this. And the understanding Prabhupada is bringing is, Prabhupada says, this word bhajate, Sanskrit word, it comes from the root bhaj, bhajadatu. It's a verb which means to render service. That is the bhajan means. Bhajan is not just sitting in one place, retired from everything from your active life, holding on to some beats and chanting whole day. I think most of us can't do that. Maybe a few minutes or a few hours you can do, but 24 hours you can't do. But Krishna is saying that bhajate yomam means you are always engaged in my seva. Now this seva, engaging in seva, can be done in so many ways. Simple way like by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, that is one seva. Reading the scriptures like Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that is also seva. But also there is some practical devotional service. Coming to the temple, doing some seva, it can be as simple as cleaning the temple, mandir marjan, or serving the prasad, or helping in whatever way you can help. These are all seva, practical devotional service. So this is the meaning of this bhaj. So Krishna is saying, Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. That with lot of faith, with lot of devotion, you try to engage yourself in the seva to the Lord. So this is what makes you samay yuktutama mata. You become topmost yogi. Just by sitting and chanting Hare Krishna, you become topmost yogi. You're sitting here in the class and listening about Krishna, you all have become topmost yogi. So many yogis are sitting here now, that too the topmost. Yes, that is the process. These are all Krishna's words. Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. With faith, with Shraddha, if you are doing all of this, chanting, hearing about Krishna, doing some seva, you become the topmost yogi. Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. And what kind of seva? Bhagavatam explains how the seva should be done. Many people do the seva. When they do the seva, 2-3 times in a year. Janmashtami, some other festival, they'll come and do seva, which is also great. But Bhagavatam gives us the guideline that how the seva should be done. Says, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yatho Bhaktir Adokshaje Ahetuki Apratihada Ye Atma Suprasidati. The two words are used here. How the seva should be done. Very important words to understand. Says, Ahetuki Apratihada. Ahetuki means it is causeless. There should not be any hetu. Oh no, if I do this, I'll get this, that is why I should do this. There should not be any reason. Reason is love. That you love Krishna so much that you want to do something for Krishna. In love you should do. There's no reason in love. There's no condition, unconditional. Right? So number one, it should be ahetuki. It can be understood in two different ways, this word ahetuki. Number one, meaning is, there should not be any reason for doing the seva. If I do this, I'll get that. If I chant Hare Krishna mantra, what I'll get? Then only I should chant Hare Krishna. No, not that kind of. It should be ahetuki. And another way of explaining this ahetuki means, there should not be any reason for not doing the seva. That is also ahetuki. Oh, today I'm not feeling good. Today my mood is off. So I'll not chant. There should not be any reason. It might be difficult sometime. Sometime you go with the flow. You feel like chanting, doing everything. Sometime you feel like it very hard to even chant one round. But that should not become the reason for not doing whatever your prescribed things. So that is ahetuki. This is how the seva should be done. Ahetuki. And the second word is used as apratihada. Apratihada means consistency. So two things we should remember whenever we talk about the seva or spiritual life. It should be purity in intention. There's no other intention that, oh, I'm doing this so I'll get this. No. Pure intention is serve Krishna, please Krishna, I love Krishna. So purity in intention and consistency in action. Every day you show up, whatever, 1 round, 2 rounds, 16 rounds, whatever your commitment, every day you show up. So purity in intention, consistency in action. That is how one should do the seva, and with Shraddha. And that begins when it start with Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya. And when you do the bhajan, then what will happen? Another very, very important thing happens, and that is very crucial for all of us. And the fourth stage is called Anartha Nivritti Syat. Anarth means meaning. Anarth means something which doesn't have any meaning in your life. So all those unnecessary, unwanted things has to just go from our life. It is occupying our life so much, time, energy, head space, everything. Can you quote some of those very gross anarthas? Like what can be something called anartha? Like it really doesn't add any value to your life. It's just for pure time pass. Some things. Looks like nobody is doing that here. Huh? Simple, like social media, right? You just say, okay, let me just check 1 or 2 some messages. You just go on scrolling half an hour, 1 hour. You don't even track. It's such a waste of time. And it doesn't add any value. Sometimes you start watching some educational reels or videos and like go on in the circle, and you think I'm learning a lot. And at the end, when you just close that and you ask yourself what you learned from all this, you don't remember anything most of the time. It's just time pass. So it is just a very simple gross example. It can be so many things like that. So the point is, this anartha nivritti has to happen. There's so many anarthas out there in our life. Lust, anger, greed, jealousy. These are all called anarthas. That you are not happy about your neighbor. He got a new car, better one. It's anartha, unnecessary. It has nothing to do with your car. But you are not happy about that. It's anartha. Sorry. So like that, how this anarthas will go? Because these anarthas most of them are very subtle. It is all within. Many times we don't even realize that this is my anartha. So this is the process, that when we start doing this, Ado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajan Kriya happens, then all these anartha nivritti start to begin. All unwanted things, useless things will start disappearing from our life. So this is anartha nivritti. So it is very important that we understand this process gradually, and everything begins with this. Shraddhavan bhajate yo mam. Anyone who is with little devotion, with little faith, chanting Krishna's name, remembering Krishna, madgatena antaratmana. It is not like you have to show to the world, but in your heart you are doing. So now many times people say, oh, no, I'm in my heart, I'm doing all the time. I don't chant on the beats. I do in the heart. 24 hours. This is also another illusion. Right? It's just an illusion that I am always thinking of Krishna. It means you are not thinking of Krishna. It's just an illusion. Something which cannot be measured cannot be improved, they say. So if you don't know like how many times you're chanting Krishna's name, say all the time I'm chanting. Is that the true statement? Can anybody chant all the time? Yes, it is possible. But is that I am that person? Just be honest that I am not that person. I am not chanting all the time. Then how many times I am chanting? That is why our Acharya has very scientifically given us this process. That in the beginning, when we are all neophytes, when we are at the sadhaka stage, sadhak means practitioners, you have not reached the state of perfection. That time you should take some tools that you track yourself. So that is why we, insist people, we encourage people to start chanting on the beats 1 round every day. You can track at least. And you remember also, oh, today my chanting is not done, 1 round, let me just do now. Otherwise, if you think that, 24 hours I am Krishna, then you are not doing anything. So like that, right? And just by doing this simple process of chanting, remembering Krishna, reading, hearing about Krishna, and whenever it is possible, come and do some practical devotional service, you end up becoming the topmost yogi. Samay yukta tamamadaha. So this is a very, very hopeful verse that Krishna is saying that you can become the topmost yogi. It is very, very simple process, yet very profound process. Just by chanting Krishna's name, you become the topmost yogi. One time, Srila Prabhupada, he went on a morning walk. So they drove from the temple to the beach for a morning walk. So some devotee, they sat in the car, and another car, some other devotees, they were following. So one Mataji was there, the devotee, disciple of Srila Prabhupada. She also sat in the car and she was carrying a small baby. Like she was tying like that and she was carrying. So when they reached the beach and she was trying to get out from the car, it was a little hard for her to not easily come out like that with the child and all that. She came and everybody got down and she was a little taking time. So they, like Prabhupada stopped and waiting, and then she came out finally. Then Prabhupada, smiled at her. And then Prabhupada made a point, very important point. Says, this is called burden of love. Carrying the child, it's a burden. It's not easy for mother to all the time carry the child. But there's something called burden of love. When there is a love, you can carry the burden. Otherwise, you won't carry, like say, child is, say 10 kg child. Whatever, I don't know, like child is how heavy it is, 5 or something. How long you can carry 5 kg weight? But the mother has to carry the child practically all the time. Why? Because there is a love. So Prabhupada made a very important point. Prabhupada says that there are two ways of carrying the child. And then Prabhupada gives this analogy. He says, monkey way and the cat way. And then he asked this Mataji that which way is easy. She did not even understand the question, forget about answer. She was not familiar what Prabhupada asked. Prabhupada says two ways of carrying the child, monkey way and the cat way. Which one is easy? She was scratching the head. And then, which is the easy? Somebody said something? Monkey way? Okay, we'll come to that. Which is the easy one? Some new mothers will learn which is the easy one to carry the child. And then Prabhupada has to explain. See, the monkey, what happens? The monkey baby has to hold the mother monkey all the time. So monkey keep walking and the baby has to hold. And in the case of cat and kitten, cat when he walks, it holds the kitten in the mouth and she carries. Which is the easy way? Cat way. If somebody is holding you, you are not putting any efforts. Somebody is just carrying you. Right? So like that, Prabhupada explained that all other yogis, different yogis, Ashtanga yogis and all of that, they're like the small baby trying to hold. We don't have the strength. Do this, do that, and so many things you keep doing, you may fall anytime. But Bhakti Yogi is, by Guru's and Krishna's grace, we have been carried. You just say, I'm ready. Somebody will be carrying you. So this is the process of Bhakti Yoga, and that is why Krishna is confirming here that this is very, very simple yet very profound, and this is the topmost yoga system. Shraddhavan bhajate yomam samay yuktatamamadaha. That you say, okay, I'm ready to follow the instruction, and you will see that Krishna's grace will fall, and the things which you think practically impossible for you will start happening in your life magically. Because we should always know, cat is carrying the kitten. Krishna is holding us by his grace, and the things are happening like that. So this is the process of this Bhakti Yoga. Right? Very, very simple. Chanting of this Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And Tatra Arpita Smarane Nakalaha. Anytime, in any place, whenever you get time, wherever you get time, just chant. There's no hard and fast rules and regulations. So I'll just close with this short pastime. Today we are celebrating this appearance day of Advaita Acharya. Most of you may not be familiar, but Advaita Acharya is the one of the associate of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We chant this Panchatattva mantra. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita. So this is Advaita Acharya, who was very senior, a little elderly to even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was leading a very Brahminical life, but he was not happy in that time. It was like 500 years back. He saw that people are becoming too materialistic and they're not interested in all this bhakti and all of that. So he was very concerned as being a natural devotee. Out of his concern, he was thinking, what will happen to these people? What is the hope for these people? Who can help them? They're just getting engrossed more and more into all this material way of life. So what is the hope? So then when he was doing his chanting and remembering and praying the Lord, he was praying to the Lord, only hope I see is, unless you come personally, nobody can help these people, materialistic people. So then one time he was reading the scriptures and he came across one very wonderful verse. This is the verse from Gautamiya Tantra. Very nice verse. This verse goes like this. Says, Tulasi dala matrena jalasya chulukena va vikrinatana swatmanam bhaktevyo bhaktavassala. So it explains about Krishna, that how Krishna is Bhaktavassal. Bhaktavassal means he loves his devotees so much. What is the extent of his love for his devotees? So it says, this verse explains, Tulasi dala matrena, you just take some tulsi leaves, one or two, and jalasya chulukenava, and little water, Ganga Jal, pure water, and you offer to the Lord with love and devotion. So then Krishna feels so indebted. He says, oh, my devotee has offered me with love tulsi and this Ganga Jal. I cannot repay this devotee back. What should I give him back? Then Krishna says, I have nothing to give. I'll give myself. Krishna is sold to that devotee just in exchange of offering the tulsi. So when this Advaita Acharya read this verse, he became very jubilant and he says, okay, let me do this. So then he went to the bank of the Ganges and with his Shaligram Sila, he started offering tulsi and the Ganga Jal daily. And he started pleading and praying to the Supreme Lord, Lord, please come. If you don't come, there's no hope for these people in this material world. And it was Advaita Acharya's call. It was his fervent prayers that Lord decided to come, and Krishna came in the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So when we read Chaitanya Charitamrita, we understand all this. There are different regions of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's descent in this world. External regions and the internal regions. So this is one of the reasons that why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Krishna come in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because Advaita Acharya was calling. He was praying that Lord comes. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came, and then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu introduced in this modern age of Kali Yuga, what is the process? To become a devotee, to practice Bhakti Yoga, which Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, the topmost yoga system, Bhakti Yoga. How to practice Bhakti Yoga? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came and taught all of us. How to do that? Very simple. Chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Just by chanting this Mahamantra, we started practicing Bhakti Yoga, and then that is the topmost yoga system. Okay, so we'll just pause with this. We have 5 more minutes. We'll chant one round of Hare Krishna Mantra quickly. Today we have some announcements. So 12:45 will close. Okay, anybody is coming first time here? Hare Krishna. So welcome to Krishna Balaram Temple. We have a very special gift for you. So please collect from that back counter before you leave. And you can sign up for more updates if you need any festival updates and all that. Prabhu, you give me first. I'll just show. Anybody is new to the chanting? Okay, looks like everybody knows. So this is a very simple process. We have to just chant this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Full mantra on one beat. Then you move to the next. Then chant one more. Then move to the next, chant one more. So like that we chant 108 times minimum for the beginners. Otherwise minimum is 16 rounds. Yeah, I don't want to scare you. In the beginning, you can chant one round of Hare Krishna Mantra if you are not started chanting daily. And as I said, the Bhagavatam is quoting, it should be ahetuki apratiyada, consistent. You do one round, no problem, but do it consistent. And then gradually you increase more. Okay, so let us start chanting now. And before we start chanting, we chant this invocation prayer, Panchatattva Mantra, on the center beat. So you repeat after me, and then Hare Krishna Mantra will be all chanting together in sync. Please repeat after me. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Okay, now for next few minutes, whatever few minutes we have, just try to bring your full attention, concentration onto this chanting and hearing. Forget about everything else. You can keep your eyes closed, keep your eyes open, whatever helps you to focus on listening, hearing the sound vibration. Let us do that. And this mantra should be always chanted loud and clear, not in the mind. As loud as you can hear the sound, and then try to concentrate on the sound vibration. Let us chant together now. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare